Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody is having a great Sunday. I'm just going to light some incense. I had quite a productive morning today, clearing out a back room. It's always a sense of accomplishment, isn't there, when something you've been putting off for the longest time, you finally get round to doing it. That fear and dread suddenly becomes like, oh, it's done. So that's how I'm feeling right now. Anyway, I'm going to spend the afternoon just relaxing because it's always tiring when you spend a couple of hours clearing out things. But I wanted to come on because I said last night, and thank you, by the way, for everybody who joined the first live new series that Cheryl from the Oneness Emporium and myself are going to be doing each month, which is looking at UK tarot and oracle releases, and it's either what's about to come out over the next few weeks or what has just literally just come out. And we had 8 decks, and the idea of it was just to give you a live kind of first impressions rather than just showing screenshots of upcoming decks. We could tell you about the cardstock, we could tell you about the quality of production, we could tell you about the artwork, how they shuffle, all that kind of stuff. And then show you a sample of the cards. And then what I will do is do full walkthrough, sharing my impressions of the deck in the space between each live broadcast. Just before I show you the first deck though, I wanted to mention a few things that Cheryl talked about on her shop, and she's been so kind to send me. And we've got tarot socks, people. So Hop Hair is a brand that Cheryl stocks, and they do really good quality products, particularly candles and oils and things like that. But I love these. I said I'm gonna look a right Bobby Dazzler in these. Look at that, we've got the all-seeing eye, we've got pentacles. Yeah, so I might actually pop these on in a bit and take a picture. So if you follow me on Instagram, or if you remember the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, there'll be a picture of me modelling these. And then I'll start my OnlyFans account. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, and she said they're really, really nice quality, and you keep your feet nice and snuggy. So I'm looking forward to trying them. And then also by Lop Hair, and I've had one of these sent to me before, and I love it. They follow a tarot theme, but also linked with a crystal. So this is the Crystal Floral Candle Enchanted Mint Fragrance with Jade. Well, they're 2 of my favourite fragrances anyway. And it's gorgeous. And then there's a corresponding oil rollerball kind of infuser, which has got aventurine in it. But when you open these up, you get a card. So you can actually detach this, and then here we've got the Magician, you see. Cool little artwork. I like these turrets as well. And these are gorgeous. Really, really good quality. I love Woodwick. These Woodwicks that you get, they crackle and make these lovely, like an open fire. So if you have it next to you on a table when you're sitting and meditating or just relaxing, you get that that sensory feeling of sitting in front of a crackling fire, and it's really gorgeous. You can see there's lots of little bits of aventurine, both polished and unpolished, untreated. We get some herbs. Oh, but the mint really, really smells beautiful on that. I wish you could smell it, but just look at that, really gorgeous. And then, as I mentioned, there is now I have sampled this because when it came the other day, I wanted to, just don't let if it tears, I'm gonna not be keeping that. I wanted to try this out. And look, there's the Magician again in gold that we saw in the candle box. So yeah, these are really nice. They've got a wooden top, and then you've got your roller ball with the green, and then you can see all the pieces of the adventurine, and you just put it on your pulse points. Put some behind my ears. Oh, and it has the same, obviously the same smell. So you've got that mint and jade smell. Oh, beautiful. That's really, really nice. Yeah. So it's minty and jade crystals, and this one's got adventurine pieces. And then the other thing that she kindly sent me is this little tarot. Now, I thought I'd got one of these from years ago, but it might have been a different design, because Cheryl did say it's new out. Got the Oneness Emporium bookmark. Can never have too many bookmarks. But this is really cool, look. So it's got a lot of Pamela Coleman Smith's iconography. I think the Hangman, yeah, is on this side. The Sphinx on the Chariot card, the Hierophant staff, and it gives you the names as well. And then, of course, we've got the Swords, Wands, Pentacles and Cups, Judgment Trumpet, all that sort of stuff. So this is really cool. The only thing I've got similar to that is this one, which I bought from Waterstones, the bookshop. But what I thought for this, I'll have to take the chain off, or the tag off. There we go. Oh, look at that tarot. The Unemployed Philosophers Guild. If found, return to. So you could keep the tag on if you wanted. But I think what I'm going to put in here is my 1909, the thick deck that Conrad Stein released on MPC as part of the 5-deck set of 1909 Roses and Lilies, Pam A, Pam B, Pam C and Pam D. So I will wrap it, because even though it's going in here, I'll wrap it in a cloth. This is a silk cloth. I like wrapping decks in silk. I can remember back in the 80s, you know, and there's all these, oh, you must be gifted your first deck and all that nonsense. But they used to say you had to wrap a tarot in either silk or wood. So you could keep it in a wooden box, or it had to be wrapped in silk. Anyway, that will go in there. There's plenty of room as well if you want to put a crystal in. I've got this lovely moss agate, so that goes in there, and there you have it. I've got a cool tarot bags. All these are available at Oneness Emporium, and as I mentioned last night, Cheryl is just really, really generous. You know, she sells her decks at really affordable prices. She gets them ahead of release dates. You're getting the genuine article. You're not getting no knockoffs, which can happen when you buy online. But she's also giving 10% off everything in her shop if you use the code Hermits10. So that will be there at the bottom of the screen. So when you go to checkout and you put your code in, you'll also get a further 10% off. So you may as well make use of that. Right, so before we do the deck, I'm just going to have a sup of my tea. This is the Bird and Blend Earl Grey Creme, and it is gorgeous. I do have it with milk. My other favourite is their Buttermint, Bird and Blend Buttermint, just gorgeous. And if you are following me on Instagram, it's the_hermits_cave. You'll see I've put some posts up about their teas as well, because I'm obsessing over them at the moment. All right, apologies for the sound of the sirens, even though it's a Sunday. We're going to be looking at Rebel Witches Tarot. And this is a gorgeous set with a slidey drawer here, as you can see. It's got the thumb cut out and you can slide it out. And it says Manual and Deck of 78 Cards. It's by Cecilia Latari, and the illustrations is by Tianqi Chen. Yeah, And then on the back, it says, capture the spirit of the rebel witches with a tarot deck and box set. Combining witchcraft and tarot, this unique 78 card deck features real and fictional heroes and heroines from around the world. And that's why I wanted to do the walkthrough today, because the book will tell you who they are. So I'll try and, hopefully it won't be too fumbly, but I'll try and have the book available when we look at the cards as well. So it's got figures from Santa Muerte, Hildegard of Bingen, or Bingen, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that, and many others. Renowned artists, musicians, photographers, and writers highlight the minor arcana, including Mary Shelley and Zora Neale Hurston. The cards are based on the classic Rider-Waite-Smith, and full colour 128-page book offers interpretations of each card. So this is Aixia Press, dunpublications.com, and not heard of them before. Really sturdy box. That is one tough box for outer casing as well. So we have our little book, not so little. See how chunky it is, and it's colour coded. Look, so we've got all the nice. So you can see it tells you Willow and Tara. We all know what famous TV show that's from. And then on the minors, I'm not sure if it does tell you or where it tells you. The card has two different interpretations. The first one, I'll have to have a look. Keywords, perseverance, wants energy. Yeah, I don't know if it tells you on the minors then. I would have thought it would. Okay, just before we take a look at the card, just wanted to read a little bit from the book that explains what we was just looking at in terms of who people are in the deck, when I said that the minors don't name you know, the characters within the deck. There's a reason for that. So under deck structure, and when we get to major arcana, it says the cards of the major arcana are numbered from 0 to 21. They begin with the Fool, the 0, in the moment where everything is possible, and end with 21, the world, namely the point of arrival and starting over. So pretty generic, what we'd expect for the major arcana. The cards are archetypal. Each of the major arcana contains many symbols, various interpretations, and abundance of meaning. They're often seen as a journey that the Fool undertakes to reach the world, from the Fool to the world, through the cards. He'll encounter love, success, failure, faith, hope, and rebirth. The witches who inspired the deck embody the archetypes of the major arcana. They are recognizable personalities, relatable to lifestyles, thoughts, famous people, and so on. Some belong to mythology, some are real people, and others are book or movie characters. They are all personalities from which one can interpret on various levels fundamental aspects of life and experience. Thanks to the universality, the cards of the major arcana resonate as a guide and inspiration in our lives. And then the minor arcana represent everyday issues. They are cards that tell a story of everyday life, events that may take place, emotions, relationships, and so on. They are divided into the 4 suits, which in this deck, they've been traditional. We've got pentacles, swords, cups, and wands. And then the courts. The court cards, the page, knight, queen, and king. So they're kept with the traditional tarot structure, are the human manifestations of the energies represented by different suits. Thanks to them, we learn about different personality types to identify ourselves or people we know. They may also symbolize the various stages of life: childhood, adolescence, maturity, and senior years, or even the 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, or winter. If you recognize someone from the description or illustrations accompanying the card, your reading might be inspired by that person. The court cards in this deck are dedicated to real people who change the world through their art. So that's cool. That's why we've got people like Andy Warhol, Mary Shelley, etc. So I like that structure of having, you know, popular culture, mythology, and then everyday situations in the minors, going into artists of varying kinds for the courts. So cool little book, a nice chunky little book too. Love the backs. I just mentioned about this beautiful cerise neon pink. Cards are a little glossy. They're not a heavy set gloss, but they, as you can see under the light here, they have got a gloss finish. They're not edged, but you could edge it in black with having a black border. The cards on the front are borderless, as you can see here. Or I just think I might get a neon pink pen, because I think that would be really cool. I don't know, and there's no additional cards like a title card to test it though. So with this sort of lamination, it could bleed. But yeah, it's a shame there's not like a title card or something like that to be able to test it. But anyway, let's take a look at this deck together then. So I'm going to grab the book just to, particularly for the majors, to have a look at who people are. So this is just the witch. I love how she's as she's taken off on her broomstick. I love the old cityscape behind as well. It's very modern feel. So yeah, so we've got a witch for our full card. Witch for the deck, Rebel Witches. That's also the picture on the front, isn't it? On the front of the box. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got, so I've just seen this picture inside the book at the beginning of the Major Arcana section. This is Margaret Murray. So it says, I associate the magician with Margaret Murray, the Egyptologist who became the first female lecturer in archaeology in the United Kingdom in 1899. So that's cool. Oh, look at this, the High Priestess. We've got this this moth. I was focusing more on the beer pumps. This Sunday live music. So this is Mother Shipton. Where is it? In England, she was known as Mother Shipton and was so famous that Mother Shipton moth was named after her because it was said that the witch's face was depicted on its wings. Oh wow, look at that. I wonder if that's where we get Shipton's brewery. Her name was Ursula Southill and was born in a cave in 1488. And since childhood, she was affiliated with the world of water and perception. She was a legendary personality, a soothsayer and prophet, and understood medical herbs. Wow. Here's a very modern scene, isn't it? Somebody out shopping in the city. Look at this pink serpent wrapped around this post, this light post. So this is Lilith. The legend of Lilith originated in ancient Mesopotamia, where she was depicted as a female demon. In Jewish tradition, Lilith was Adam's first wife, who rebelled against her husband by leaving the Garden of Eden to be free. She is linked with storms, but also seduction, pleasure, and witchcraft. Oh, she sounds... I'm going to have to dig out my goddess book, because I want to read more about her. That's quite a, you know, been picked up by lots of different belief systems. Oh, the Empress card. The Emperor card is... just jumped to a conclusion there. This is Daya al-Kahina, Queen of the nomadic Berber tribe. love this image. Look at this for a Hierophant card. This dancing around this bonfire is just fantastic. This is Cecile Fatiman. If I'm, forgive me if I'm butchering these names as well. I've moved that away so we're not getting too much of a glare. Cecilia Fatiman was Haitian voodoo priestess, mambo and revolutionary who took part in the voodoo ceremony at Boist, Caliman. Wow, it's a beautiful image. So we have pop culture here with Willow and Tara, characters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and we're the first gay couple on television. Never knew that. Wow. Then we have our, look at her. Is this from Bedknobs and Broomsticks? I think it is. Yes. Miss Price. The protagonist of the film Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's just one lesson away from finishing her correspondence course and becoming a witch. I love that scene where she's trying out the broomstick, where she takes the delivery in and she's all excited to have a go on it. But 3 children, Paul, Carrie and Charlie, burst into her life and are placed in her care. Miss Price remains determined, magical and purposeful. Oh, love that. I love that film as well. I could just sit and watch that this afternoon. Strength card is gorgeous. This is Circe. There's a tarot deck out, the Circe Tarot. The strength represented here is gentle and powerful. Circe caresses a lion while surrounded by sunflowers, symbolizing fire and the power of the sun. Which is beautiful. There's obviously a lot more text than what I'm reading, but we'd be here all day if I read a whole book. This Hermit card, I mentioned this last night. I really love this Hermit card of sitting up in the tree, just away from it all and just observing. So this is Julia Butterfly Hill. She's not an actual witch, but through action she changed reality, and that's what magic is. In 1997, she climbed a redwood tree to prevent the deforestation of a large area and stayed there for 2 years. She named her redwood Luna, and through this brave act, she prevented the forest from being cut down. Big up, Julia. Wow, what an incredible story. The Wheel of Fortune. And as you can see, this is a very female-centric deck. My only criticism, and at the risk of repeating myself, you know, very often when witchy books and decks are released, males are erased from them, and we do have male witches, and I just wish there was more acknowledgement of that, really. So we have the 3 witches here. William Shakespeare's tragedy Macbeth. There are 3 witches called the Wayward Sisters, so representing the 3 fates as well. So the 3 witches from Macbeth. So here we have Minerva McGonagall, Maggie Smith basically in Harry Potter. So this is, of course, The Wicked Witch of the East by The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was the book that this was actually taken from, by L. Frank Baum. There are 4 witches. 2 of them, one from the north and one from the south, are good, and the other 2, one from the west and one from the east, are wicked. As the tarot teaches us, good and evil are often 2 sides of the same coin. So even the Wicked Witch of the East has a message that can be interpreted in a positive way. She's crushed by Dorothy's house after a tornado catapults the protagonist into the magical world of Oz. The witch is motionless, but her magic shoes help Dorothy get home. Similarly, the hangman is tied upside down, unable to act, but they can only wait or try to see things from a different perspective. So I like that. It's good book, the way it's talking about why the characters are associated with the archetypes of the deck. So here we have Santa Muerte from for the Death card. Santa Muerte is a deity, as we know. So from a religion that remained secret for many years, handed down through the women in Mexican families, she's depicted as a veiled skeleton dressed in many colours and is often decorated with garlands of fresh flowers. In recent decades, worship of Santa Muerte has spread exponentially. Santa Muerte protects and guides people in the afterlife, but she also protects those who live on in the margins. Ooh, this is great, isn't it? And Temperance, we have Hildegard of Bingen, or Bingen. The Temperance card is sometimes called the Alchemist. Tempering means finding the right balance of force or heat to transform one thing into another. Hildegard of Bingen, an accomplished medieval herbalist, is well known for her competence in studying and experimenting in the herbal, philosophical, alchemical and spiritual fields. The Devil is Anne Boleyn. And I was like, Devil? Anne Boleyn? Did she not suffer enough? But I think that's why, really. So Anne Boleyn, who became Queen of England and caused a religious schism, was a woman of extraordinary charisma. She was the second wife of Henry VIII, who, in the male-dominated world, stifled her drive to assert her political ambitions by condemning her to the gallows. The Devil card is signifying oppression and liberation. It represents our fears and addictions, emotional, social, and physical, and holds the key to conquering them. Then we have the Tower, which is Ursula K. Le Guin, an author who masterfully contravened genre boundaries. She deconstructed traditional imagery, specifically in her choice of characters who are often Black, Indigenous and of colour. Another prominent theme in her stories is the investigation of gender stereotypes and sexual identity, as in The Left Hand of Darkness, in which she narrates encounters with androgynous aliens. Just seeing if there's anything else. Yeah, I don't know much about that author. The Star card is Starhawk. So Starhawk, also known as Miriam Simos, is an eco-feminist, activist, witch and theorist of neo-paganism. She said modern physics no longer speaks of separate, discrete atoms of dead matter, but of waves of energy, probabilities, patterns that change as they are observed. It recognizes what shamans and witches have always known. Sorry about the sirens, guys. I think the Moon card is beautiful. This is Lady of the Lake, which is taken from Avalon. Look how beautiful this is. That looks like a black swan, doesn't it? When the moon shines outside, things are not as they seem, such is the moon's nature, and it changes daily through its phases. This card signifies doubt, while simultaneously being magical and mysterious. It expresses the hidden soul of things. The Lady of the Lake, the High Priestess of Avalon, imbued Excalibur, the sword destined for King Arthur, with magical powers and hid it in the lake. Avalon, the priestess's homeland, lay beyond the mainland, making it necessary to conquer the waters in order to access its magic. Beautiful card. I love that. And look at the Sun card. Oh my God. I'm not sure how to pronounce her. I don't know if it's Tituba or Tituba. But in 1692 in Salem, Massachusetts, many women who deviated from social norms were identified as witches, sentenced and executed. So it's about the Salem witch trials here. Among them was Tituba, who was even more vulnerable and marginalized as an enslaved Native American. She was accused of practicing voodoo, although there was no evidence to support that theory. Although Tituba embraced the same beliefs as her accusers, she confessed to doing unmentionable things. Remarkably, she never went to trial. She saved herself and disappeared. Wow. Beautiful image though, isn't it? I love how they're kind of using the RWS colour scheme here, and particularly like the face within the sun, but beautiful card. We have Joan of Arc for Judgment. Joan of Arc, the youthful warrior, saint, mystic and prophet, started her journey after hearing a heavenly voice. Saint Michael, Saint Catherine and Saint Margaret helped define her mission to free the French city of Orleans from the English and have the Dauphin Charles crowned king. Is that how you say that? Dauphin? Crown. So Charles was crowned king. And then the world card is Aradia. Aradia is the mother of all witches, the first one to arrive on Earth. Wow, look at that. How she's cradling the planet. Oh, beautiful image. Okay, so we will go a little bit quicker through the minor arcana because these are everyday scenes being depicted here. Oh, look at these pens. Got fountain pens and ballpoint pens. So it looks like the swords are represented by pens, quills, perhaps paintbrushes, I think I've seen, but implements for writing, painting. Okay, and then I love this. This is Mary Shelley. So when we get to our courts, again, we get the name here. So Mary Shelley, we have Janet Frame, and then we have Zara Neale Hurston and Anna Julia Cooper. Again, female courts. And we have our pentacle suit. Oh, look at that, the pearl in the shell. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. As the little pentacle itself is a pearl. They've got this maze here in front of the city. And are these looks like brooms, vacuum cleaning implements. Oh, we've got watches there. So this is quite a mixed bag of everyday things. Love this 5. Tattoo artist there. Okay, and then we have for the page, Florestine Perrault Collins and Carrie May Weems, Vivian Mayer, and we have Robert Mapplethorpe. then we go into our cup scene. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that, that bird, just beautiful. Oh, just sharing a coffee together. Cardstock, by the way, I've not mentioned that, is really nice. This is a chunky deck. Love this image, looking out the window here, look. We have Scott Joplin for our page here. So we do have some males in the courts. Courtney Love. I remember that from last night when Cheryl was showing this card. We have Florence Price and the man himself, David Bowie, and his Ziggy Stardust face. I love his arms, look, how he's got the kind of these shoulder pads going out as an extra set of arms. That's a really, really cool image. I love it. And then we go into our wands. Battersea Power Station, that looks like, which is now a shopping centre. Two of Wands. Oh wow, that's like my kitchen come Friday. Okay, and then we have Artemisia Gentle Ishi. I'm not sure who that is, and I've probably again destroyed the name. And then we have Jean-Michel Basquiat. Lois Mallow Jones and Andy Warhol. So there you have it. Well, I'm quite impressed with this. As I said, it's a nice chunky deck, nice card size. When you compare it to an RWS US Games, you can see that it's wider and a little bit taller. So it's always important to mention that, because I know some people struggle with larger cards. Me with my, huge plates of meat hands, I can shuffle this okay. It's not too bad. But yeah, really, really nice deck. Love the backs. So, Rebel Witches, let me know your thoughts. Is this a deck that you've just, I know it's only just come out, so is it one that you've purchased? Are you enjoying working with it? Oh, look who's on top. I think that's a sign that I need to watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks this afternoon. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I might do an oracle tomorrow, and I think I will dive in and have a look at Wisdom of the Wild Things, which is based on the book Where the Wild Things Are. So I think I'll do that one tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm off to put my socks on. So have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.